An alert from police. Someone is taking $1 bills and turning them into $100 bills.
So I guess that is the new thing going on, turning $1 bills into $100 bills, which I'm sure is a sign that the economy is just in a fantastic spot. That it's in such a good spot that apparently there's been innovation in the faking currency business in making counterfeit bills, where instead of making just an entire counterfeit bill, $100 bill or whatever, you just take a $1 bill and go ahead and try and make that into a $100 one. So this is pretty crazy seeing stuff going on, and even crazier that someone actually caught it, because this whole story is about a cashier who ended up actually catching someone trying to use this bill, this fake bill, and it passed the test, except for they found that there was a little bit of a difference. If you looked close enough, you could see like the old $1 bill markings.
A cashier at Ohana Foods Hilo had a feeling something was off when a woman handed her a $100 bill on Saturday.
And she proceeded to tell me that it's an old bill. But I had an old bill in one of our tip jars. And so I pulled out the old bill on the side and I was like, okay, it looks different. It's more of like a yellowish tone versus as the bill she gave me, it was black.
Ramos marked the bill with the counterfeit pen. Yellow means real currency, so she was confused.
So this is where we get a little bit of a insight into what's going on here. But this is just insane seeing that basically what they're doing is bleaching a $1 bill to try and get the markings off, and then putting or printing on a $100 bill to make it look like it's real. And you can see, even if you look closer, you can see like the fadings, you can see the $1 bill seal type thing, the logo up here. So they didn't do a great job trying to counterfeit this one. But honestly, looking at this, seeing that it passes all the tests, right? If you just go to any cashier and give them this and they say, oh, it looks weird, and they test it and it passes, most people are probably just gonna, okay, I guess it's an old bill, and take it and not even think twice about it. So to see someone actually catch this and care enough, because I don't think most cashiers would even bother testing the bill. They would just not even care. They just take it and move on with their day. They don't get paid enough to care, would be what they would think. So to see someone catch it, look into it, have it pass this test and say, this still doesn't look real, and still dig into it and find that, no, you're actually 100% right. It's completely fake, and it's a $1 bill, is pretty impressive. And if we look even, further down this video, but like a real $100 bill has this like blue thing here. So I just think, I guess that's why they said, oh, it's an old bill to try and pass it off. But like, that just seems kind of weird. Old bill still has a fading. Like, what is this innovation in counterfeiting? What are we doing here? Like, is this something that they're trying to actually work towards? Because I feel like before, there's a problem with $150 bills being counterfeited, that, fast food places and like small shops stopped taking them, and you just can't pay with them anymore. So, that seemed like it was good enough. I guess maybe they finding a different way, or I thought people were done accepting these bills altogether. But this also brings up something where we can think and relate it back to some other money that people might look at, because obviously one of the big things with money is that it has to be verifiable. You have to know what you're getting is real. Otherwise, you're taking insane risk, right? If you look at gold, you could be getting fake gold. You have to test the gold and see if it's fake. And even then, some people get tricked. There was like a story with a central bank that ended up having fake gold. It was something covered in gold, or not even, it was mostly not gold. And they were even tricked into taking this, and it was like tens of millions of dollars or something. It was a ton of money that they got tricked into. You look at dollars, there's counterfeiting all the time. This is just another example of counterfeiting going on. But what if there was a money that can't be counterfeited? And that's where this comes in, where this story is from Bitcoin News. And Bitcoin, obviously, is going to have people hate it and love it, but it can't be counterfeited. You cannot make a fake Bitcoin and send someone Bitcoin, right? You can't do that. You can fork off, you can make your own chain, but it won't be real Bitcoin, and it'll be easily verifiable to the person accepting it that this isn't real Bitcoin, right? So we look at these properties. This is something to think about, because this situation with counterfeiting has happened forever. Ever since money was invented, people have tried counterfeiting it. Even when money was shells and tulips and all these different things, people would find ways to either make believe that you had a valuable thing in like tulips, where they knew there was tons of them, but other people didn't. So they said, yeah, it's super valuable, trust me. And then people found out not so valuable. The whole thing collapsed, right? But here, Bitcoin can't be counterfeited. It's just not possible. You know if you're getting real Bitcoin or not. So obviously, a big factor. And something funny to even look at is a response for this, saying it costs them the same amount of time to produce a $1 bill than it does to produce a $100 bill. And is there a really big difference? You dig into this stuff, especially with fiat money, because gold, you could say, obviously there's mining time there. There's time to melt it down into things, and there's a work that goes into it. That is a good positive property for gold, but it has failed as money in the past, in our past attempts to make it money. Whereas fiat, this paper thing backed by nothing, is just exactly that. It's nothing. Takes the same amount of time to print a $1 bill as a $5, $20, $50, $100. If they invented more, they can invent a $10,000 bill, $100,000 bill. They could do whatever they want because it's not backed by anything. It's just a piece of paper with numbers on it, right? So that's another big thing here. And Bitcoin has the proof of work as well. You cannot just make Bitcoin out of nothing. You have to work for it. You either have to mine it and find a block and get the block reward and fees, and you can get Bitcoin that way, or you can work for Bitcoin and have someone send you Bitcoin, or you could simply buy it from them at an exchange. Right now, that's obviously the most popular way for people to do things, but at some point, there might not be any Bitcoin on exchanges, and it will only be, you will have to work for it. You will either have to have something valuable someone else wants, or work for someone who is willing to pay you in Bitcoin. That's just what's going to happen. So what I think is Bitcoin is the best form of money we've ever had, and the best form of money we have for the future. This counterfeit story, just interesting, and kind of shows that's the case, right? The dollar gets counterfeited, gold gets counterfeited, Bitcoin cannot be counterfeited. You know if you're getting Bitcoin or not. It's very easy to tell, obviously. You either are on the Bitcoin chain or you're not. So that's the options there. It just goes a lot further, and Bitcoin seems to solve a lot of the problems that this fiat world is stuck in. Whether or not people agree on it, there's always going to be debate, and there will always be people who either love Bitcoin or hate Bitcoin. They're always going to be fighting, and those are forms of entertainment. And I'm obviously on the side of liking Bitcoin, and I think the people like Peter Schiff, who just continuously shout just random things, it's just kind of funny to see them do that. Let me know what you think. Does Bitcoin solve this? Is fiat the greatest thing in the world? Or do we need to go back to the gold standard? What do you think is going to happen for the future? And obviously, how big of a problem is counterfeiting bills, do you think? Is it big, or is it just something people talk about every once in a while? But that's going to do it for this video. As always, don't forget to smash the button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next